Melon Sandbox got another update. This one isn't going to be that long, so you know what? Let's just get into it already. Hey everyone, V here. Welcome back to my universe, and well, Melon Sandbox got another update. That's one thing. Second is I'm a little late to this, so yeah, that's my fault. But this one isn't gonna be too big. This is like a really small update. It's pretty small, though. They did add 2 new machines, which I'm pretty excited about. We'll get into that in a second. But first of all, let's get to pretty much the main part of the update. Surprisingly, I kind of find it the least exciting part of this whole thing, because honestly, it's not something I'll get like. You know, it's not something I'll take like it's just the most amazing, most game-changing thing they've ever added to this. Cause it's really not. Like, all it is it's just custom ammo. Oh, it's actually kind of satisfying to watch and listen to, by the way. So they added like custom ammo. Yeah, Fruit Playgrounds had this since it got released, I think. So, what Fruit Playground hasn't had and still doesn't have is an ammo mixer to, you know, combine effects and stuff that actually makes sense. Acidic and explosive. So I'll be honest with you, I've already checked this part out, but I haven't checked out the machines that are coming up. So, you know, these, you know, mix it up and it just throws out like a new thing. This is a, you know, combination of I don't even know which ones did I even put. Alright, so let's put this one into a revolver. Let's see what this comes with. Oh, it's explosive as well. It's nice. And now we have this one. This actually expanding. This actually, but let's not get too excited about that. So, if anybody's wondering, there is standard, which I have no idea what that means, but it's probably to, like, you know, put into your, you know, firearm of choice and, you know, remove the effects or whatever. Let's actually see what that does real quick. Does this work for custom weapons? No, it doesn't. That's actually not surprising at all, because, you know, I didn't actually expect it to work, and it didn't. So yeah, I was right there. What about standard? What does standard do? I don't see anything like on the barrel, which kind of indicates that there's like, you know, no effect going on. So yeah, it just removes the effect. Like if I just throw in this explosive one, look, the barrel and like the muzzle and barrel, like all, you know, it has like a yellow thing in there now. If I put an orange thing, what orange thing, I don't know, right? If I just go standard, yeah, it removes the effect. So now we have incendiary, which sets things on fire. Yeah, explosive, which is explosive. Armor piercing, which I guess is armor piercing. Expanding, which I actually don't know what that does. Acidic is obviously, you know, infused with acid, so it, like, removes flesh of fruits and stuff. Bouncing is just ricochets, I guess. Underwater is obviously, you know, to make it work underwater, because guns don't work underwater in Melon Sandbox. Invisible just makes the, you know, actual projectiles, you know, invisible. And the ammo mixer, which, well, combines ammo. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Let's try out stuff, actually. Let's go with acidic. So, yeah, we want to make it acidic, I guess. Right? We want bouncing. We want it to ricochet off things. Armor piercing, sure, why not? Expanding, I guess. Explosive, of course. And incendiary. See what kind of concoction we can make. Oh goodness, that looks lethal. Alright, Yeah, let's try that. Which weapon should we use? Which weapon should we use? Minigun, sure, yeah. Oh goodness, this does not look fun to, go up against. Imagine this is like some sort of war, and this happens. Let's try on a robot, sure. Let's test out the armor piercing capabilities. Huh. Sure wish they had this kind of weapon in iRobot. It tore it in half. This is overpowered at this point. Let's try it against like 2 robots. Let's do like a kind of PvZ sort of situation, alright? I'm gonna get these things to walk, alright? Yeah, and basically I have to defend myself against these guys, and they're already gone. Oh my gosh, this is overpowered. Now you can like, now I can like do whatever I want with this. This is amazing. Yeah, Fruit Playgrounds had this for years, but once again, they're the copy. Like now, Melon Sandbox is copying Fruit Playground. What world do I live in? I have no clue, but now let's actually check out these. Let's actually make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. There's way more I'm missing out on. Let's start off with the slider, which I actually, I saw the, like official video, but I don't even know what this does. It feels embarrassing saying that, but I genuinely have no clue what this thing does. What does this do? Does anybody have like any idea what this does? Slider makes me think this is like some sort of, whatever, activation threshold. Like what? I have no idea what this does, but we're just gonna forget about that. So yeah, I know what this conveyor belt does. What I do know is yeah, this is just, yeah, reversed. Alright, let's double the speed real quick. So now it's faster. No, we don't want it reversed. Heaven's sake. Alright, yeah. Alright, yeah, so I won't have to make like tank tracks, and I can just use this as, like tank tracks, you know what I mean? I won't have to make anything related with like caterpillar tracks like this. Like if I'm trying to make like an excavator or something, if I'm trying to build something like that, now I won't have to like, struggle with stuff. Relay. Once again, I had absolutely no clue what this does. Voltimeter. Alright, so I set it to 20, and it already reaches like pretty high up here to the map. So the default is 1. Basically this can like, this can just tell me how much, voltage is running through it. If I say grab a battery, it can go. Right now it's displaying 0. I can also, just make this like voltage 200, sure. 200 volts. Sure. Alright. Now it still doesn't show anything. Let's actually plug something into it first. There we go. So now this can do stuff. Hold up. Let's actually like ramp up the voltage. 20,000. Does that do anything? I don't know if it does, but whatever. Does this even work? So I don't even know what the battery is supposed to do, but let's actually set this back to 1. I don't want the thing that long, alright? There we go. That's plenty long, alright? In fact, I'll actually go with 0.5, because I don't need it that long, you know. That's what she said. I don't need it that long. Yeah, this is currently displaying 0 because, well, there's nothing going bad. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this. The defibrillator. I've actually forgotten about this. But yeah, this is it's a defibrillator. What can I say? I can just do this. Clear. We got. Why am I putting a defibrillator on a, like, you know, on a metal rod? What am I doing? I don't know. Let's actually, like, hold on. Let's actually do this seriously here for a second. Generator. Let's actually, like, generate some volts with this. There we go. Turn that on. Ramp up that voltage. What are we doing here? Oh no. So yeah, we can, you know, say, yeah, that says 2000 now. So if I turn it off, now there won't be anything. There are no charges here, right? So it won't say anything. But now, all of a sudden, if I just turn it on, it now, you know, it now emits like 200 volts. So 2000 volts actually. So yeah, that's cool actually. Let's try this out here. I think I might have to make this a bit longer. That's too long, isn't it? Yeah, it's too long. Well, whatever. Yeah, so it can actually, like, you know, tell you how much volt is running through it, which is actually really cool. So yeah, that's actually pretty nice. Let's actually test the defibrillator out. Alright, yeah. Something else is this, like, medicine, like, tab has been, you know, just left alone, just forgotten about in ages. Like, this is the first time in, what, like 2 years that they've updated this, like, you know, this chart. Like, we haven't gotten a single addition to this since 2020, and this is, like, actually insane. Did Melon Sandbox even, like, you know, exist back in 2020? I don't even know, but either way, like, the medicines tab has just been forgotten about for a while. By the way, I think somebody in PlayDucky's headquarters is probably getting fired, because the position this comes in when he's first spawning in is just no. Alright, this is, they had to do it better. It's a very small thing, but whatever. Let's actually try it out though. So let's see, this melon, actually, let's not do a melon. What should we do? Let's do a mod. Let's do a mod that doesn't have, like, any, you know, really modifications, like Terminator, which obviously has a metal, you know, skeleton, like endoskeleton. But what doesn't have an endoskeleton? No, I'm not gonna try it on myself. I'm not that dumb, but you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna do it on tomato. Alright, this is the test subject here. Alright, so what weapon should we do? Let's do revolver, and this should be able to bring people back, technically, in theory. Here. Let's see here. Oh no! So first of all, hold on. You know what? I'm a professional here, alright? First we have to, I don't know why I spawned in a limb connector, I'm gonna be honest with you here. Person is still living. This isn't even a person. What am I saying? This is a fruit. Why am I talking to fruits like that? I have no idea. It's actually, you know, put a little under. It's lagging a little bit, but that's fine. Yes, you are fine. This is still a perfectly edible can of tomatoes, or jar of tomatoes, whatever. There we go. Let's actually put a splint here. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I totally know what I'm doing. That sentence made no sense, but whatever. Apparently it's not wounded enough, so I gotta, you know. Oh, nope. We're retrying this. Hold on. Alright, this is definitely damaged enough. Alright, test subject is, you know, bleeding heavily, which is just juice. But whatever, we have to, you know, do this. Oh no! You know what, we need to quickly. Alright, one on the head, because, you know, there are no two sides in this. Boom! We have to, you know, put it right here. That's right on the chest, actually. You know, we have to do this. We gotta up the voltage, alright? This isn't enough. 2000. How do you like that? Okay, I'm starting to think this is kind of failure, but I think we get the point here. Can we have a successful like thing, please? Can we do that? Corn is next. Let's have like an actual injury, which can, you know, like knock somebody out, I guess. Is this enough? Would you call this enough? Would you actually put some band-aids on there? We're not trying to make this like a, you know. Then let's. I also learned something. Heat can coagulate things, and I'm also gonna try something else out in a second. So yeah, hold on for that. Right. So we have this entire bottom part, like, you know, basically just mummified, basically, but it's for a good reason, because we gotta cover up all of this. All right. We have to let it grow. So basically, you need a little more damage. Just a little bit more damage, you know what I mean? This time we're gonna use some electricity, or I can just use some instruments and play Thick of It for 10 hours. That, it's actually, I don't think that's just gonna injure it. I think that's actually gonna like completely destroy it, so I'm not gonna do that. But actually just hook it up to like random electronics. Just, yeah, just do that, yeah! That's not enough. 50. Boom! Is that enough? I don't know. Hold on. Alright. This time we're actually gonna do it. Alright, this time we're actually gonna do it. Alright. One on the head, one on the chest. I saw this online. Trust me. I saw this online. You gotta like do this. You know, okay, you gotta like do this. Hold on, you gotta do this. You gotta up the volt. Alright, up the volts. Clear! That doesn't work, but you know, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, that was it for today. This wasn't the biggest update in the world, but I still liked it. I honestly enjoyed it like a lot. We now have updates like pretty much every week, so you can't complain, you know, honestly. When you're getting like this much, you have no idea how much effort it takes to, you know, do something like this. We should honestly be grateful to Play Like a Team for, you know, arranging and, you know, basically just coding all of this for us, because, honestly, let's be honest here, we wouldn't have gotten here, like, I wouldn't be talking to you right now if, Play Like just didn't exist. So, yeah, this is a pretty cool update. And on that note, subscribe, actually, because, we are, by the way, trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. We're getting closer, by the way. We're, if you've ever seen the description on my bio, it's always got that one, like, you know, milestones page. We're very close to 1,000. So yeah, help us out on the road to 1K. And yeah, that is it for today. And as always, eat your pizza, y'all.